Most often, wake-up moments happen when you're in a slump, whether it's work-wise, when you have bad breakups, and when you're dumped, and you're like, oh gosh, I made mistakes, I got dumped. You gotta wake up. I am a very optimistic person. I'm very ambitious. I like to use all these adjectives because they're the good adjectives. I'll tell you about the bad ones too. But I'm ambitious. I'm a bit of a go-getter. A little stubborn, a little headstrong. We have our ups and downs nevertheless, but I try not to let too much pull me down.
How do you react to trolls?
I read a lot of these comments on when somebody posts my pictures on Instagram and stuff like that. ये तू करता क्या है आजकल? You know? तू पैसा कैसे कमाता है? Films नहीं करता है. So, you know, I try and make people. I don't need to do it, but to make people understand that listen, there's life beyond the film industry, and I feel it's important to make that choice earlier in life, because if you know certain things are not working, you got to run the house, right? You got to attempt other things, and fortunately, I had the brains to do that earlier in life. So I've attempted different businesses. I've tried. I've failed in many, but some have really worked out. So I'm part of a few companies. Actors who are really not acting as often, I'm pretty sure are doing many other things, because there's more to life than just acting and looking at that one career. So I think the public sort of thinks that if you're in one industry, you're in one industry, that you can't do anything else. You know, it's survival. If something's not working, you got to be wise to pivot and try something else. And if that's not working, pivot and do something else. But you got to keep doing it. You know, you got to keep hustling.
How did you start your modeling career?
When I finished my 10th standard and I started my 11th and 12th, I was studying science. I didn't have clarity. I knew one thing, that I wanted to make money, and I didn't know how. So I started figuring out things very early on. I used to be very athletic at that time. I used to participate in every sport possible, competitively. And then I got offered a photo shoot, you know. So I said, what does this entail? He said, take a picture, and we want to shoot it for a brand. You seem like you make good pictures. So at that time he said, I'll give you, I think it was 500 rupees. Yeah, at that time it was great for me. 500 rupees was really good. So I did this ad for a clothing brand in Bangalore. I mean, I was in college and I was like, wow, that was quick. One day. That's nice. You know, I went and bought gifts for my parents. And fortunately, like I said, I was so sports inclined that I was extremely fit. And then I started getting used for fashion shows and so on and so forth. And then my friends convinced me to take part in Glad Rags. I won that, and that was actually coming to participate in Glad Rags was my first flight to Mumbai. The first one they invited me to participate was something called Glad Rags Supermodel. I came second. And yes, modeling was very different then, because it was sort of just booming. It was just blossoming, the whole modeling industry. And it was around 95, 96, 94, 95. I was getting so many offers to come and shoot in Mumbai. And they said, we can't keep flying you down. So I said, okay, got to look for a place. So I didn't have too much in hand. Hence, I took the Udyan Express. So from Dadar station, I got a taxi, went straight to Bandra. My first ever sort of seeing what Bandra was all about.
Which part of Bombay do you live in?
Ever since I moved to the city, I've been in Bandra. It's been wonderful for me, and I couldn't think of living anywhere else in Mumbai ever. And I really think it's just a fantastic suburb right now. I remember Carter Road was dead.
Really?
It was dead. You know where all those restaurants are now?
Yes.
There was nothing there. Crepes Station was the first place, first cafe to start on that road. And I don't think there was really any place serving crepes. So we started Crepe Station Cafe. Sometimes people thought they were dosas of a fancy kind, you know, with bananas and the chocolate sauce and everything on it. Then it became like the cow gully it is right now.
What was the rent back then?
Yeah, 6,000 each at that time. It was one room and a bathroom, a paying guest accommodation.
You are into sports. I read this somewhere you used to play tennis for Karnataka.
I played tennis for Karnataka under 13. And I used to play so much of tennis, and I just stopped one day and started playing basketball professionally and football professionally.
Would love to know about your All-Stars football club.
That's an interesting one which Banti Walia, Abhishek, all of us we started playing football, and then Bunty took it upon himself to create this club. Because we were a bunch of film stars playing, we thought that how do we raise money by going out and playing against different teams who would pay to come and watch us. And we'd raise money and give it to different charities.
Any wake-up moment you've had?
I had wake-up moments in my career, I had wake-up moments in my personal life. Most often wake-up moments happen when you're in a slump, or when you're hit by something hard, and whether it's in a relationship, whether it's work-wise, that's when you wake up and you realize it's not fun and games anymore, it's serious. Yeah, wake-up moments like that, and career-wise, and then like I said, relationships, when you have bad breakups and when you're dumped and you're like, oh gosh, I made mistakes, I got dumped, you gotta wake up.
Any spooky moments behind the scene while shooting Raz?
Where we were shooting in Ooty, there was this hotel. We were shooting and staying in that hotel, and some of the horror stories the things that happen in the hotel, like ghosts and spirits walking in the night, freaked you out, because the hotel by itself, these large old hotels with just empty, huge gardens all around, and if you're there in the night and it's misty and it's cold, and you try and go for a walk in the evening, I kid you not, you will really shit your pants.
So you are an animal lover. How do you describe your love for animals?
Again, that also started really early on in my childhood, where we lived in Bangalore. My neighbors had cows.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd see snakes. I had a pet squirrel, we had dogs. I had a little small chicken at one point. So I've had all sorts of pets. And I keep saying that animals make us better human beings. Dogs, cats, whatever it is, they make us better human beings. We just pay a little more attention.
How are the Bandra boys different than sober boys?
We're starting a controversy, are we? Anyone who lives in South Bombay really doesn't want to travel all this way. And you ask me, I don't really want to travel all that way either. Now that we have so much in the suburb, at one point, yes, we needed to, because if you wanted to go to a cool bar or a cool club, you had to go to South Bombay. But now they come here, because all the cool places are in Bandra.
Back in the days, so many women were crushing on you. How did you feel about it?
I mean, the idea of it, I must say, when somebody says that to me, it will make anyone feel good. I wouldn't lie, I like the idea of, okay, I put a smile on many people's face. Let's put it that way. Feels good. I mean, what else can I say? It feels really good.
What do you love about the city?
I love everything about the city. I love the energy it has, the buzz, the vibrancy, the people. People are nice by and large in Mumbai. They're friendly. You be nice, they'll be nice to you.